that grew out of a need of employers, people seeking to hire people, government officials, educators around the country, that we were not producing the workforce of the future. It is a great example of people with knowledge and capability coming together across party lines, across regions, across states, across school districts to devise a solution that will help the whole country. Just because it's national doesn't mean it's federal. And there is a growing misperception that that is what this is, an attempt by the federal government to control U.S. education, which, as you know, is one of the sacred cows of education in the United States. So it is vital for companies, nonprofits, education organizations, but mostly people at the regional and local level to be able to articulate that this is a solution that was born in the towns and cities and communities of the United States, not through some federal bureaucratic process that has no basis in reality. I think that if we're successful in being part of that communication, this can make a real difference as part of the education reform that is needed in the United States. So with that, I really thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about Intel's engagement and our interests. We're passionate on this topic, and I really appreciate the folks that have come together today to share in this information and this important effort that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. So now we're going to move on for the next hour or so with the social media town hall. John Horrigan will be the moderator of that, and I'd like to call up the panelists, and I will introduce the panelists as they come on up and get settled. So please just grab a seat. And one of our panelists is en route. We'll talk about that in a moment. So coming on to the podium is Dr. Belinda Putzka, who served 37 years in the area of public education. She was a classroom teacher for 16 years before becoming a building principal, then superintendent of schools. Dr. Putzka was the assistant superintendent at Killeen ISD, a school district serving students from Fort Hood, where she became aware of the issues surrounding military families and their children as they transitioned to various installations around the world. Following her time in Killeen, she became the superintendent of the Schertz-Cibolo School District, a fast-growing school district outside of San Antonio, and that's where it served many children from Randolph Air Force Base as well as Fort Sam Houston. Following 8 successful years as a superintendent at Schertz, Dr. Putzka retired. Since her retirement, she's been working with the Military Child Education Coalition, working on behalf of military children as they transition. She also worked during the 82nd Texas